The gun felt heavier than I expected. It lay cold and unmoving on my kitchen table next to an untouched plate of food. My fingers trembled. My heart pounded. I had rehearsed this moment 100 times, convinced I was ready. But now, in the suffocating silence of my dimly lit apartment, I couldn't do it. Because somewhere deep inside, beneath the exhaustion, the anger, the loneliness, there was a whisper. What if there's another way? I squeezed my eyes shut. And then, as if on cue, my phone buzzed. One new message. Jared, hey, I don't know why, but I felt like I needed to check in. You okay? I let out a shaky breath. And for the first time in weeks, I cried. I had spent years fighting to be seen. First by my parents, who never understood why their little girl refused to wear dresses, why she flinched at her birth name, then by the world, which demanded I fit into boxes I couldn't belong in. At 23, I transitioned. At 25, I thought I had finally found myself. At 26, I realized I was just as lost as before. People like me weren't supposed to have doubts. We were supposed to be certain, but certainty had never come easy for me. And when I looked in the mirror, I didn't see a man, I didn't see a woman. I saw someone who had no idea who they were. So that night, with a loaded gun between me and oblivion, I answered Jared's message. Not really. We hadn't spoken in years, but something about his timing felt too perfect. Jared, want to grab coffee? I didn't want to, but I said yes. We met at a rundown diner off the interstate. Jared hadn't changed much, same easygoing smile, same stupidly optimistic outlook on life. I, on the other hand, was a wreck. You look like you haven't slept in days, he said, frowning. Maybe I haven't. We sat in silence. Then, without a word, he reached into his jacket and slid a small, worn-out Bible across the table. I know this probably isn't what you want to hear right now, he said, but I think you need this more than you know. I almost laughed. Dude, I'm not religious. Yeah, neither was I. I hesitated. Then what changed? Jared leaned back, drumming his fingers on the table. Ever heard the question? If God is all powerful, could he create a stone so heavy that even he couldn't lift it? I blinked. Yeah, it's a paradox. Exactly. And for a long time, I thought faith was a paradox too, until I realized maybe God doesn't need to lift the stone. Maybe he just needs us to let go of it. I stared at him. And what's my stone? He shrugged. That's for you to figure out. That night, for the first time in over a decade, I opened a Bible. The pages felt foreign, like something I had no right to touch. But as I read, something stirred inside me, something I couldn't explain. I didn't believe. Not yet. But for the first time in a long time, I wanted to. Over the next few months, Jared and I kept talking. He never pushed, never preached. He just listened. And as the weeks passed, I found myself asking questions I had buried for years. Could God still love me? Could I ever truly be who I was meant to be? Had I spent my whole life trying to build an identity that wasn't mine to create? Then one night, as I sat alone with my thoughts, a realization hit me. I had spent years fighting to be seen. But the whole time, there had been one who had seen me all along. The day I stepped into a church, I thought my heart might give out. I sat in the back trying to disappear. The music played, people lifted their hands, and I felt like an imposter. Then the pastor spoke. You don't have to have all the answers, you just have to come. Something inside me broke. I don't remember standing, I don't remember walking to the front. I just remember falling to my knees. And in that moment, as tears streamed down my face, I whispered the words I had been afraid to say for years. God, if you want me, I'm yours. It's been a year since that night. I still have questions. I still wrestle with identity, with faith, with who I'm supposed to be. But for the first time in my life, I know I'm not alone. Maybe I don't need to have all the answers. Maybe I just need to let go of the stone.